hackers and cybersecurity enthusiasts. Today we're going to be taking a look at Bastard. Difficulty is medium. This requires some PHP knowledge, so if you're ready to expand your skill set, you're in the right place. Taking a look at the overview of the lab, we're going to learn demonstration of the potential vulnerabilities in content management systems. And the skills required for this lab are as follows: basic knowledge of Windows, basic knowledge of PHP, and enumerating ports and services. Skills learned during and after this lab will be enumerating CMS versions, exploit modification, as well as basic Windows privilege escalation techniques. Taking a look at enumeration and vulnerability, we're able to find Drupal 7.6 module services running, which allow remote code execution. And we're able to find that on ExploitDB under 41564. Let's begin the lab. Bastard is not overly challenging, however, it requires some knowledge of PHP in order to modify and use the proof of concept required for initial entry. This machine demonstrates the potential severity of vulnerabilities in content management systems. So I'm sure it's going to be pretty similar to the video we did where we're simulating hacking into PHP and calling it Facebook and Meta and stuff like that. So it's going to be the same PHP exploitation. More or less. I don't like to have to do that though. It should just update you at like 50%, 75, and then 100. Alright, port 80. Immediately open. Port 80 running Microsoft IIS HTTPD 7.5. So obviously, we'll search for a vector for that in a couple minutes. Drupal 7, we'll definitely take a look at some exploits for that. Potentially risky methods of trace. Robots.txt disallowed entries 15 shown. We'll check the robots.txt file. Looks like it's using PostgreSQL, SQLite.txt, install PHP, install txt. Welcome to Bastard. We have Microsoft Windows RPC 135 and 49154. I don't even know what port that is. Let's find out. It's just an offset of 139. However, besides port 443, yeah, it's IIS. Seems these ports are used for RPC, DCOM, since they are left open. I presume these are needed for Windows 2008 to function. So this is for the server, and we can see now. Aggressive OS guesses 91% Microsoft Windows Server 2008, so that aligns with what the website is saying here for ports. That's good. We've got a few potential vectors here. Then it hops networks, Microsoft Windows, nothing. So that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and fucking go to the website here, 10.10.10.9. Bastard, welcome to Bastard, no front page content, powered by Drupal. Maybe we can click on Drupal, get the version 10.1. However, the nmap says we're running 7, so it's probably running 7. Try to log in, admin, root. Sorry, unrecognized username. Maybe we could use that for burp suite, blah, 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 blah. Node destination is equal to node. So right there, it already tells me that this is going to be a PHP reverse shell upload. That being said, I want to watch a professional. Check the robots.txt files to prevent the crawling, indexing of certain parts of the site. Web crawlers file can be ignored. MISC modules, profiles, themes. We have disallowed includes MISC modules, profiles, scripts, themes. Disallow paths of admin comments. Pretty much everything is disallowed. However, it's telling us that these it's telling us that all of these directories exist. So yeah, anyway.
Tied to Windows 2003, and then came Windows ME and Windows 2000. So a lazy programmer to decide which Windows version was running, if it's
and here you get start, meaning that the rest of these script. So we start with that and we enter. So here we cancel this. Okay. So here we cancel this. Okay. Here's our VPN connection, which is live. All right. Okay, so while this is running, let me show you the split. Oh, okay. So here, if you go to CD and etc, right, or ls, let me ls-la etc. I guess it was an etc, right? No, it's not an etc. It's a user share. Sorry, user share nmap. So let's do that. Now we have the scripts. So scripts, and we pipe this to grep SMP. So I have all of the SMP enumeration scripts, right? So if we stick only with the ones that enumerate for vulnerabilities, we can type another grep and type vuln. So these are the scripts that enumerate for vulnerabilities, SMP. So that's what I use here. As you can see, they start with S, and there's a common pattern across them, which is SMP. And we pipe to the here's our VPN connection, which is live. All right. Okay, so while this is running, let me show you the split. Oh, okay. So here, if you go to CD and etc, right, or ls, I mean ls-la etc. I guess it was an etc, right? No, it's not an etc. It's user share. Sorry, user share nmap. So let's do that. Now we have the scripts. So scripts, and we pipe this to grep SMP. So all of the SMP enumerate, and we pipe this to grep. So scripts, So you have all of the SMB enumeration scripts, right? So if we stick only with the ones that enumerate for vulnerabilities, we can type another grep and type vuln. So these are the scripts that vuln. So these are the scripts that enumerate for vulnerabilities, SMB. So that's what I use here. As you can see, they start with S, and there's a common pattern across them, which is SMB, vuln, and then you have the rest of the script. That's what we did here, SMB, vuln, and star. Okay, let's close that.
That's 300. That is indeed 300. Most of these guys have done at least 300. Once you get to like 300, you good. I had 264 to go, aka about 200 to go.
guys, what's going on? This is IPSEC, and we'll be doing the Bastard Machine from Hack the Box. And since this is a Windows machine, and many people that are currently taking their OSCP have trouble doing Windows without using Metasploit, we're not going to use Metasploit for this machine. Unfortunately, the Privesk isn't that interesting because it's just a vanilla install of Windows 2008. But I'll try to show some basic enumeration.
Yeah, I don't use Metasploit, shorty.
Let's get right on in.
How about that? How about that, bro? You should not even be using Metasploit, to be honest with you. You should forget how to use it and then have to look it up. Otherwise, you're kind of a noob. Why are you... should never rely on automated testing.
Yes, save scripts, enumerate version, SV, OA, output all formats, and the IP address of Bastard, which is 10.10.10.9. Takes some time to run. I've already ran it, so we'll just cat the output. It is listing on port 80, 135, and 40.
Showing up on the first page of Google might not be the best for everyone, but for business owners it is. Take My Vintage's online store. It ranks for thousands of competitive keywords like vintage clothing, which gets loads of searches on a monthly basis, and 80% of that traffic goes.
The start is going to combine two strings. So, but have wget curl or anything to easily put files on the file system. So we know the. So looking into the script, we do see it is a PHP script, which is odd for an exploit script to be written in, but in this case it's not because it's abusing a PHP serialization vulnerability, and when doing serialization vulnerabilities it makes sense to do it in whatever language the serialization vulnerability is in. So yeah. There we go. That may have caused an error. I'm not sure where that line break was. So just looking into the script, we do see the three stages. It's going to use a SQL injection. Then it's going to alter cache to allow us to write to a file. And then it's going to restore the cache. So we know the basic idea. It doesn't exactly make sense. But when we go down to look at these variables, that general understanding is there to know what we're editing. So the URL, obviously, we have to do 10.10.10.9. And Drupal's accessible just off the web root, not in the folder, so get rid of that. Endpoint path, we don't know if this is valid or not, so just leave it there. File name, this is a web shell I don't really like. On Linux, it may be good, but since this is a Windows box, we're really limited at what we can do with command prompt, so I like to give myself a little bit more flexibility. To do that, I'm going to create a web shell. So create a variable, and this is just going to allow us to create a multi-line file. To do that, I'm going to create a web shell. So create a variable, and this is just going to allow us to create a multi-line file. And then everything between these EODs is going to be in this variable, and we don't have to worry about escaping quotes or doing anything like that. So started off with PHP, then we do if is set and request f upload So this is going to be a file upload portion because Windows doesn't have wget curl or anything to easily put files on the file system. So I always like to give my web shell a file upload ability. So this is assign the file name we want to upload, and then we're going to do file get contents, and then IP. So 10.10.15.1 I think my IP is. So check that out. Yep. So what this line is going to do is say, hey, if this variable fupload exists, put the file and get the it's going to go to my web server, download the file, and put it on the file server. That's what it's going to do. Hopefully that makes sense. Close that out. We also want a way to execute code, so is set request f exec. Okay. And easiest way to execute code would be, let's see, echo pre. And that pre-HTML tag is just going to make it so we don't have to view the source. It's going to tell us, hey, line breaks are line breaks. Don't expect the BR. And then shell exec request. We called it what? Fexec. I think this. This doesn't have errors. I guess we'll find out. This doesn't have errors. I guess we'll find out. Let's see. Syntax error, line 80. Of course it does. Syntax error, line 80. Of course it did. Syntax error, line 80. And I think we're actually good. If we want to see what this exactly looks like, we can let's see. This. Okay.
was with an interview with Holly Longdale and John Haidt. These are two of the main people with WoW. And so we're gonna watch this MCU style. Well, of course, that's like, I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, it's so good that, have you guys seen all the posts recently of them talking about how they're gonna bring it back? They're gonna bring back everybody from Endgame. I was a very big Marvel movies enjoyer leading up to Endgame. I have not watched a single movie after that, but I actually have liked a lot of the movies. I think a few of them are actually genuinely amazing movies. I really like them. So yes. And also, like, even if you disagree, you have to acknowledge that it was extremely popular. And because it was extremely popular, everybody is trying to do the same type of thing.
What's up, everybody? This is Matt Kim from IGN, and we're here at BlizzCon 23 with Holly Longdale and John Haidt from the Warcraft team. Hello.
Hello.
Good show so far?
Hey, absolutely. Yeah.
I like going in with a nice, friendly hello. You know?
It works.
Yeah.
And we answered in unison. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's fun. We have fun here. But let's just dive right into it. IGN readers are super excited that we got not one, not two, but 3 World of Warcraft expansions announced all at once. I'd love to learn more about the process of just going, you know what, let's do it. Let's announce 3 expansions.
Honestly, when Chris Metzen came and returned to us and we started that process, this bubbling up of this passion around the 20th anniversary is almost upon us. It's time to change the conversation, make some big bets. Let's take World of Warcraft in a direction that we may not have imagined in the past. And you throw something like that at someone like Chris Metzen and the team, and he came back to both of us with this idea that, you know, I mean, you've seen Chris Metzen. When he starts sharing an idea, and I'm an idea fairy. I love big ideas, so does John. And there was just no way to not get behind this idea that it's an incredible epic story, and we wouldn't be doing it justice if we tried to do it in 1 expansion. And then we were talking about 2
Well, I think that's true. I mean, obviously, like, having expansion-wide narratives. I feel like also another big influence for this was obviously Final Fantasy. I mean, Final Fantasy had, like, this same overarching saga of the expansion, and it worked really well. And even you look at Lost Ark, for example. Like, Lost Ark, what are you doing? You're killing the Legion commanders, and then you're going to kill Kazuros. Like, there is a narrative that exists in the game that you're building towards, and it's been going on for a long period of time. And I think it's becoming more popular as, these, like, IPs get bigger and bigger.
Expansions, and we're like, yeah, it's still, there's a lot more room to grow this tale, and that's how it became 3. And it did start from this essence of, we want everyone to be able to enjoy World of Warcraft and really take us on a journey. And part of that too is, when we say multiple expansions, the other factor in this is
would say amen. Saying unto them, go into the village over against you, and straightway ye shall find an ass tied and a colt with her. Loose them and bring them unto me.